Yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you. I've chopped off my hair and I'm just the way I am. And today I'm just going to rock my boldness, okay? Because it is just a journey. This whole makeup situation is a journey, and today was just not one of the days where I felt like putting it on. And I'm experiencing a little bit of, I don't know what's going on with my skin, but that's a story for another day. I don't even want to dwell on that. I'm a woman. Hormones do whatever they want to do. So yeah, but welcome to a new show that I want to review, and the name of the show is Pastor Wants a Wife. It's been a long time coming. I think we 3 episodes late, but better late than never. So yeah, the season is 13 episodes long, so we got a long way to go. So let's just catch up. Let's play catch up. It's Pastor Wants a Wife, season 2. Let's go. We get introduced to our pastor. His name is Tebogo Modisakeng. He hails all the way from Rusty Darling, Rustenburg, and he is 35 years old, an IT tech, a pastor, and an entrepreneur. So that's already a plus, someone that thinks beyond just being in a ministry, in a pastoral ministry. And then and he was just narrating the fact that there is a difference between a man, and also like a man of God, like a pastor, and he's trying to mesh both of them together, man of God who's just out there seeking information, a family man. Oh, he's got 2 children, 2 daughters, and then the other side of him is a pastor who just always wants to find out from God what is going on, and he's just in those 2 worlds that he is meshing into one body, obviously. So, but all in all, the pastor looks legit, if I could put it like that. And as I said, he hails from Rusty Dusty, and he mentions that he just grew up a regular PK. He's a pastor's kid, so he's probably next generation pastor. He's not the first generation. He does mention that his father actually handed over, he retired and then handed the ministry over to him to take care of, like, son, you grown now, so you can lead the sheep, So he grew up, he's a singer, regular PK stuff, because a pastor's kid, PK, when you grow up being a pastor's kid, you either know how to play a musical instrument or get into the worship team, and all of these things that you get assigned because whether we like it or not, it becomes a group project. This calling becomes a group project. But yeah, he's a singer, he is a keyboard player, I guess, and yeah, he handles his own, and he has I think he's a poultry farmer as well. He lives in a plot. He's just, when I say it's good for him to look for a wife. He is there where Adam was. He's got his things together, and let us just see where the road takes him. Okay, Pastor Tebogo was previously married, and what he mentioned was that the lessons he took away from the marriage that he was in was to spend more time with family and less time with friends and socializing. I think he was probably like an outgoing person, and then I think he learned his lesson that, you put family first. There's no such thing as you can just bros before, you know what I mean? So in that way, the family has to come first, So anyway, shoot to a scene where he goes for suit fittings, and I'm like, oh, man, I recognize this face. Who this? But it is Norma, because I would say that because it's got an R. It's Norma Ngoma, previously known as Gigabytes. Norma Gigabytes, So she's got a suit line, clothing line. I didn't know that. I thought maybe she just likes suits, but she actually has a whole line, a whole store of suits. So brother Tseho went there to just go get, I guess, custom fitted suits, and he just went there to shop, and they were just showing him the whole thing, and he came out with a couple of bags of his own, I guess, to be like, Yazin, I cannot wait when I preach to be like, you know what I mean? So he's also stylish in that way, and he's just well put together. I'll put that in again. So yeah, and then finally, okay, fine. So his criteria while he was there fitting the suits and whatever, he was just talking about how he loves a woman with a gorgeous smile, beautiful voice, I think talking voice or something like that, but someone that is confident as well, who owns their voice, you know what I mean? So that was his criteria. Obviously, God-fearing, God-loving woman, because I mean, you can't be a mamfundisi without having that, so that is a given for me. So yeah, then that was it with the introduction around Upasta, and then we got to see the potential wives. Of going through this list, the way that song, that DMX song goes through people, it was Chikalina, Babala, Lelo, Neneli. That's how many these women are. Like, there is 10 of them. Oh, so I've got a list here so that I can just go through them quickly, and I'll just put pictures so that you guys can see them, and from next week, so we can have an idea of who's who. I guess I'll keep putting the pictures, because I saw that there were times where on the show they didn't put up their names, and I was just like, okay, so how am I going to identify these ladies? So it was a struggle for me. The only ones that I actually got to see were the ones that I could identify with. Okay, Buhle is the one that did this. Okay, Law is the one that did this. The ones that come out that are like with their stories or however situation is. So, but let me go through the list, right? We've got Jacqueline, okay? I'm gonna call her, it's American, it's Jacqueline. It's Jacqueline, and she is 32, and she said that her destiny is being married to a man of God. Girl, and maybe that's how God's plan will come to pass. That's why she's on this show. Anyway, and then number 2 is Babalamsila. Babalwa is 31 years old, and she says that she wants to take a shot at love, and she also wants a praying partner. Like, the reasons, guys, for these women who want to be pastors' wives. But anyway, we'll just see as we go along. Sometimes you become just an introduction will not be good enough. But for me, I was like, okay, like, this is like, maybe let's say like an audition where like, why do you want this job? And for me, these explanations or these explanations, reasons, a little okay, girl, for me. But anyway, number 3, we've got Nelly Mola. Nelly is 35. Bearing in mind that the pastor is 35 years old, so let us all remember that. Even though age is nothing but a number, but I'm just putting it out there. Nelly, okay, I went through Nelly, who wants someone who can bring her closer to God. That's what Nelly says about wanting this guy. And then there is Kwakanya. I'm not sure, but I think it's Kwakanya. They left out the age, or maybe that's how it deliberately is. There's Kwakanya Nazo. She is 31 years old, and she loves a man who loves people and is not intimidated, because she's got a strong personality, as she says. So she wants someone that will be able to handle that. And then number 5, we've got Ubuhle Zondo. Buhle Zondo was like, hey, okay, Buhle is 27 years old, right? Backstory. Buhle was like, hey, Yazin, I can just imagine People are like, oh, Holy Spirit. And then now I'm just here like, Sunya Utin. So Obuhle, she has an ancestral calling, and she wants to see if the pastor is God's child by not judging her. Like, I'm not sure if this is worth us addressing or because in my head I'm just like, but that's not fair. That is not fair. That is not fair of you to come to a show knowing that you will be married to someone that is born again, that is a Christian, and the likelihood of them accepting, or not even accepting, because it's one thing to accept, like, to be like, okay, fine, you've got this calling, but for you guys to hold down a church, honestly, realistically, it is going to bring so much you guys will have to face challenges that are going to actually slow down the process of you building and growing, because each and every time you will have to think of that situation that you guys have different belief systems, and in the long run, probably when you have kids or whatever, you will realize, ish, okay, you know what, I know a lot of people can debate this about belief systems, but mamfundisi, charismatic church, I'm not so sure, but we'll see as it goes. But the reason for her to be there, to say that she just wants to see ukuthi umfundisi uzomjaja now, and she's I'm not saying ukuthi she's a bad soul or anything like that. I'm just talking on the differences of belief systems and her ancestral calling. And just as she mentioned, ukuthi she'll be people will be out there speaking about the Holy Spirit, and she'll be like, Stunya Sami, already she can identify that there's going to be a little bit of, so hey, she's a good soul though. She's a beautiful soul. Then we've got number 6, right? Raisecha Angelina Noko. She's 39, and she is looking for a man who will respect her and properly balance the church front and home front. Angelina, I could say that she's the mature one, and not just in age, but you can tell Guti, her spiritual journey is far than the other ladies, because oh, Angelina is just like if she could walk around maybe speaking in tongues, she would, because of the way she just presents herself. She's just straightforward and straight to the point. Yo guys, what? Anyway, Angelina, yeah, she was just like, Mina, I want a man that's this, I want this, I want that. You can see Utinje, what, she's not here to play, and she really, really will take this Mamfundisi role very seriously, like very, very seriously, guys. And then we've got number 7. Number 7 is Mpule Carol Matebe. She's 38, and she just wants a man that is honest, that is confident. She did say again, someone that does not lie, a man that does not lie. So maybe she's got her own past situations where she got lied on, and she just has to stress it, man. Honest. That's what she said, So she's number 7. We've got Elina Mandla Kosa. That's her surname. She's 25. For me, there was someone that was like, okay, girl, okay, yes, girl, yes. When she said she wants a man that reflects God's image on earth. Come on now, Elina. Not defined by religious denominations, who's clear of purpose, embraces spiritual and personal development. Huh? Can you? Huh? And a person that holds himself accountable. For me, there was like, Elina, you should have written these ladies passages of what they want, so that you can just round it up together for them, summarize it up together for them. Because for me, that was it. I was like, Elina Mandla. She's 25 years old. I like her already. I like her. Like, there's something about her. Then number 9 is Eunice Baloyi. She's 37, and she was previously married for 4 years. And she says that what her previous experience taught her was that to love someone genuinely and not circumstantially. So for me, I could assume she was probably feeling sorry for the person she was with, maybe because of what she's getting out of that person, or maybe she was with someone for the wrong reasons, i.e., or other reasons, you know. That is just what I took out from what she said, because I mean, you could say anything else, but like when you like what that divorce taught me, then it means you just went in there for those reasons, and you are understanding that okay, fine, maybe the element of love was not really there, but it was just out of certain circumstances. So now she knows to love genuinely so that she can be in a happier space. And that was number 9. Then the last one, number 10, is Duduzile Consolation Makoba. Dudu is 33, and she just she wants someone who loves her and treats her well, because of she's I think maybe she does mention Uguti, hey, growing up I was like, oh, tall, dark, you know, all these criterias and checklists that we have. But she's like, nah, as I grow old, I realize that, you know what, I just want me someone that loves me and just treats me with respect. Okay, and that is all. Then after that, the ladies were taken to, like, there was this setup where there's like a little I don't know if I could call it a partition of some sort, where the pastor is the one side and then the ladies keep coming. That's where the introductions begin, where the ladies speak to the pastor without obviously seeing the pastor. But I think they could see his feet, because there was one lady who was just like, I saw like Nati, he says a size 8 inyana. So I think she was trying to suss out the height and all of those things, you know. So each and a lady after another, they came and sat down, and the pastor just asked a few questions just to get to know the ladies without seeing them, obviously. So the first question to Buhle was, what are her bases of marriage? It was finances, spirituality, and love. And Ubuhle answered spirituality, love, and then finances, which was a good question. I mean, all of them actually were asked good questions, and they asked good questions as well. There was a lady that actually asked the pastor with him, if he wasn't pastoring, what else would he be doing? Obviously, because they don't know what the background of the pastor is, right? Because of the whole partitioning. So we already knew that he's an entrepreneur and an IT tech and poultry farmer, but they didn't know. So he mentioned that as well, he would be in entrepreneurship. So that's already a good question, because you want to find out, am I with someone that is just limited, you know, in how they see life and how they see things, or is it someone that is brought in that way? So that was a good question. Tseho asked another lady if there's anything she doesn't like about church, and what is the one thing she doesn't like about church. And the lady was honest to say that, you know what, I don't like gimmicks. I don't like the whole thing, the gimmick situations that people do in church. And Utaho was like, can you please elaborate further? Because I might be doing gimmicks and I don't even know, because I don't know what your understanding or your explanation of what gimmicks are. So for me, it was like, highlights, because if someone says it like that, and not in an arrogant way, that's like, you don't know what preachers go through or whatever, you know, sometimes people become defensive and they have this ego about all of their calling and all that. So he seems like he is someone that is able to listen and is teachable. When someone says, maybe I'm the one that's doing that, can you please elaborate further, so that I can see if I'm walking in those shoes of gimmicks or not, you know. And the lady did explain, which, no, we know, I believe that, you know, a pastor is supposed to teach, and we know there are grass eaters out there, there are floor rollers out there, you know. Those are the gimmicks that she was talking about, that all of those things are unnecessary. Like, teach us and then let us just get on our way, you know, because that's what you're here for. And that is what she didn't like about the church. Then Taho went on to ask another lady how he feels about kids, and the lady was like, a kid or kids, you know. Taho was like, kids. So the lady did express that, nah, she's just good with one child, because maybe kids with the S, obviously 2, 3, 4 will not be, it will not be okay for her to get into a marriage with kids, because it will cause unnecessary pressure for her. And I think that is already a thumbs down for her, because obviously Teho has kids. He's got 2 children, 2 baby girls. So I think that's already like for her, because she said that she can only tolerate one, and that is her truth, and that is what she wants, and that she knows herself. So I respect her for that. And I mean, we all need to be clear, with our preferences and the things we are able to live with, and things we are not sure to live with. So I don't know, Wuti, she's going to get eliminated, or one of them is going to change their mind. We'll just see. Then came Jacquelina. Jacquelina had her questions, okay? She had her questions. Like, she did not waste time. She was like, okay, tell me, were you married before? Tell me, do you have kids? If so, how many? Okay, tell me, are you courting someone in this moment? Because these people, they can go to shows only to find out that they've promised someone, So you need to be clear, very, 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 very clear, because someone's single is relative to people, hey? Single is very relative to people. So that was a good question. Atipera, are you courting someone outside Abuti? And tell me, why are you here? Because so far, Mina, what I know is that men of God are just attractive to women out there. So why are you in this show? So Ataho was like, whoa. And we didn't get to hear the questions, because Taho was just like, this one is just living in her head, like she's just next. The pastor then asked Eunice, one of the ladies, about sex before marriage, and Eunice was like, whoo. In the beginning, I was just like, oh, wait, Eunice. You could have just said no. But you know what? I admired her honesty. She was just like, you know what? She didn't say, I believe in it or I don't believe in it. But she did say, you know what? For me, I know it will be tough. I know that we will have spaces where we are tempted to do certain things, but we are going to fight it off, and we are going to distract ourselves. We are going to do other things that don't involve us to be compromised in that way. So whether we go out and be in public spaces, or we pray, and that works, guys. I used to laugh at people when they say when they are tempted they go on their knees, but guys, it works, okay? Trust me. Ask Meina. Ek weet. So yeah, and then that's what she said, and that was honest of her, and I like that about her. Then there's a lady called Babalwa, where Pastor Tejo asked her, Uti, why is she single? And she was just saying, Babalwa was just finding herself, and she rejected people because she was just in the process of just finding herself. So that's why she is single. And then the pastor asked Babalo, do you consume alcohol, Sissy? Babalo was just like, yeah, occasionally, But when she mentioned, she's like, 2 to 4 weekends in a month. And I'm just like, okay. And then pastor asked her, Uguti, does she think it's a sin? And then Babala was like, no, not really. Like, it's only a sin when you get drunk, and it is a sin obviously when now you wild out due to the fact that you are drunk, So I think that's where the sin part is, but drinking is not a sin. And I think maybe he was just asking her to, not about the drinking, but whether it is a sin or not, just to see where she is, like, if I could say consciously, in her conscious, where she is, whether she just thinks nothing of it, or she does acknowledge that there are sides to alcohol consumption that are not good. So yeah, I think she just picked it up, and she did mention she consumes alcohol. But the pastor was like, now I don't have a problem with a woman that sips, but my problem is I drank mamfundis, So there was that with Babalo. And then our last one, Sister Angie. I'll call her Angie. If you remember, she's the one that I said she's mature. And hallelujah, hallelujah, right now. Cast it out right now. So I wanna on bread, like the way when I saw her, I was like, I can see who the type of person she is. When she went in, okay, she was like, how's your behavior? How are your mannerisms in the church? And let me tell you what a pastor is. A pastor respects his wife. Okay, a pastor goes with his wife wherever he goes, whether in meetings, wherever he's going to attend. The wife must be a handbag, well, in this case, a man bag. And it was like, you must respect the church. Look, she was not here to play, and she's like, so how are you? In all that I have explained, how are your mannerisms in the church? How are your mannerisms as wanting a wife? And she was just there to be like, let me tell you how a pastor's wife is supposed to be treated, and what I see is supposed to be treated. And you don't go around being turned up and turned on. Like literally, she did say that. She was like, a pastor does not go around being turned on by anything and everything that just walks. Okay? And I was like, yo, okay, too soon, but hey, you know what? She wants what she wants. And she wants to state it so she knows whether she's going in or out, So that was there for me. It was the confidence for me. It was the boldness. It was the charging for me. It was like, yay, 21 questions. I don't know, but I think Pastor Tebogo, when it comes to being bombarded, he just tends to be like, okay, when you are dreaming, and he gives off one word answers that are just like, whatever, I think maybe he wants the whole, so how are, oh, I am, so how are, when you start being like, so how many kids, da 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 da, da 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 da, he's just like, yo, okay, more girl, do you, boo boo. I'll just listen and I'll give you a one-word answer, because that was the answer. It was just like, I'm well behaved. And obviously, Angie was not pleased with that answer, because to her, it is not satisfactory. It's very, very vague. And that was that with episode 1. So, yeah, and yeah, it was just the intro, it was just introduction to the pastor and the potential wives. And then, yeah, it ended off actually with them on a table. The ladies gathered to feast, and they were waiting for the king to arrive and to actually meet all of them. So that we will discuss on episode 2, and I think I'll do episode 2 on Thursday. Yeah, I'll just do, I don't know how I'll do it, but yeah, we'll just catch up. We'll just make sure that we catch up with them, so that each and every time before elimination, we can have like a little review, or each and every time we can speak about them, in real time after elimination or whatever. So, but that was it. That was that. So yeah, thank you guys, and please don't forget to comment, to like, to subscribe, to share, and thank you to those that are doing that already. And if you really like my content, guys, and you're like, no, please invite others to watch and to watch and to watch, and please subscribe. Click the subscribe button so that I don't know, so that we can grow, so that we can see what happens from then on, So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being patient with me, and see you on episode 2. Love you.